What's up troopers, my name is Neon and welcome to a new video. This is the Battlefield 6 map tier list. I'm going to be showing you guys all of the best weapons you need to be using for its right group. We're going to be selecting this from the S tier, the A tier, the B tier to the C and the D. We're going through all of the weapons from the assault rifle side, the LMGs, carbines, even the SMGs and even the pistols. And of course you can't forget about the snipers. First one we're talking about is the M433. A high rate of fire, I believe it's like 830, what deals up to a 25 damage. It's pretty surprising at their medium ranges, but close range is extremely deadly. For me personally, it's definitely going to be an S tier, and it's easily a choice when it comes to this weapon. The first weapon you unlock in the assault rifle class, and honestly, the first weapon you're really going to use. The B36A4. It's not too bad for multiplayer, but I do personally say this is more of your BR type of weapon, as the recoil can be kind of all over the place, especially if you're not using the suppressor or the flash muzzle, so you're not stealthy. You can go with the converter, as that will tighten up the horizontal, but it's still not a full-on consistent weapon. I believe it deals up to 33 damage, so it's pretty high in its damage, and I think its rate of fire is around 500. So that's the good thing about it, because it isn't a fast rate of fire, you could be pretty consistent with it. But I would say if there's anything for this gun, considering how many guns are in this game, I'm going to put this as a B tier. It's not a terrible weapon, but there's definitely some good ones out there. The SOR. Now, the Scar H, man, like, come on, everyone loves the Scar H, right? Deals up to 25 damage. I believe the rate of fire is around 500. It's not as consistent when it comes to its damage, really, because there's a lot of times you feel like it's kind of pea shooting it. But what makes this gun counter anything because of its recoil? The weapon doesn't even move at all. It's actually kind of weird because when you shoot with the gun, it like builds up and then it just stops. And it's always like that. So all you need to do is just learn the recoil for a couple of seconds, and then after that it's just shooting completely straight. The bloom isn't really a problem for it. It's definitely a laser beam, but it really depends on the situations you're going to go with, because close range you can get outgunned, but medium to longer ranges you're going to be completely fine. This is going to be a really good weapon when it comes to your BR as well. I would definitely say this is an A tier. The AK-4D. This is a free shot to kill weapon, another slow rate of fire, and it does have a bit of a kick when it comes to its recoil control. I've recently made a video about this weapon, and because I did use it in the online side for the multiplayer, and although I was having a lot of fun with it, it was just a similar way how it was with the SOR. Not super fast, but it does deal some nice damage, because it is a free shot to kill. But I would definitely say this is a BR weapon more than anything. But that's the thing, I feel like if they work on its recoil pattern, they're probably going to make it too overpowered. So right now, it probably is at its balance stage, but I'm going to put it in the B tier. It's a good weapon for multiplayer, same as the BR, I think it's really good on that side. But there is definitely better weapons out there. I'm putting this to B tier. The TR7. Another free shot kill weapon, and this one I would say is probably more for your multiplayer than your BR. I would say if you're going to use this one, probably go for like a breakthrough or smaller mode. Anything where it's a close range situation, even if it's a smaller map, the TR7 is definitely your choice. Because of that free shot kill, what it does, and a high rate of fire, it just makes the weapon extremely deadly for close range. It's definitely a A tier. Honestly, it's very close to an A tier and an S tier because that's how good it really is. The Cord 6P67. Wow, what a weapon. I'm actually currently working on this weapon right now, so it's really easy to talk about this one. When it comes to gunfights, it does feel like a little bit of a pea shooter because it only deals up to 20 damage. Isn't high at all, is it, for assault rifle? But the rate of fire is what changes everything. 900 rate of fire. The highest rate of fire in the assault rifle class. And if you get into right positions, right situation, the right time, you can absolutely shred with it. I'm currently going with like a suppressor build with it, with the 25 point suppressor with a 25 point thermal sight, and that's been going really well. Honestly, this is another between weapon because it's so close to an S tier to an A tier. A lot of people say it's one of the best assault rifles, but I'll let you guys decide that in the comment section below. I'm going to go and put it as an A tier. The NVO. Honestly, the NVO I could easily put as an S tier because how consistent it really is. The only thing what really slacks on it is its spread. This weapon has so much spread with it. I feel like if they tighten it up just a little bit more, it could easily be an S tier. I have to put it as an A tier. The L85A3. British weapon. That's perfect, right? It's consistent in its damage. It's consistent on its accuracy. It doesn't have a high rate of fire, what's good because that's how you can stay consistent with the recoil pattern. I would like to put this as a B tier. Now we're on the carbine side. The first carbine weapon we're talking about is the M4A1. Do we even need to discuss about this weapon? Do we really need to talk about it? You guys know exactly where it's gonna go. All the way up to the tippity top. High rate of fire, up to a 25 damage. You guys are never going to have an issue with this gun. The M277. This is a weapon I haven't really used that much, but loads of people have been praising it. There is a carbine what's coming up very soon, what it honestly is kind of similar to the M277. But where would we truly put it? It only has up to like 25 bullets, so it isn't a lot, and I believe you can get up to 30, but I think you need a weapon up to like 36, and it takes away 45 points, so you're really limited on what you can really use, because at that point you're probably going to sacrifice a grip or a good barrel. I feel like some people might be a little bit mad at me when it comes to putting this as the B tier, because I know a lot of people praise it. The AK-205, this reminds me a lot like the Cord, it really does, because when you use it, it feels like the pea shooter, you're hitting so many bullets into the enemies, but they're just not going down. But that's the thing, what counters the AK-205 is how no recoil there is. It doesn't have anything at all. I've been seeing people use this on both sides, the multiplayer and the battle royale. There's a good friend of mine called Maxic, another YouTuber, and he loves the AK-205. I wouldn't say it's a bad weapon, but you definitely got to be careful on the way you use it because you can easily get outgunned. For me, that's another B tier. Now, this was the weapon I was talking about previously when it came to the M277, because this weapon is pretty similar to it, the M417A2. But what makes this even better than that M277 is because it does a free bullet to kill. It's probably the most dangerous carbine you can really use, but you have to be careful with it because it does have a kind of an all over the place recoil pattern. And with that recoil pattern, it can be definitely difficult to use. Tapfire is really what's going to help you out the most with it, but once you start grinding it and getting more of them attachments, you're going to have no issue. This gun is a really good carbine. It's definitely A tier. So far we're doing pretty good. We haven't got to see all the detail right now, but we do have another weapon, the GRT. This is a carbine. It's kind of similar to the TR7 because they both look kind of the same, but they do definitely perform different. The GRT has a really nice rate of fire, but it's nowhere near compared to the TR7. Honestly, this is probably the first one that actually makes it into the D tier. I'm just not crazy about it at all. But I tell you what I am very crazy about, the QB. Now this is the weapon where you feel like it's perfect on everything. It really is. It's got a good rate of fire, it's good for close ranges, and it's pretty good when it comes to its accuracy overall. I don't feel like I have any issues with spread, the recoil control is quite consistent, there's a little bit of jump here and there, but it ain't a big deal at all. You win so many gunfights from all them ranges, and it isn't even a bad weapon to even use for its battle royale. A big fan favorite when it comes to a lot of people, but not everyone's using it because not everyone's got to that point on the carbines. Everyone's still working on them, right? That's why you guys are here. You want to know which are the best ones to use. But the QB is definitely a S tier. Troopers, if you have made it this far on the video, make sure to leave a like, as I would have really appreciate it. Let's go for some big numbers on this one. What should we shoot for? Let's go for 200 likes. If we have easily smashed that, then thank you so much. Let's keep the numbers rolling. And if you guys haven't subscribed, please do. We're so close to 35,000 subs. I think we're like 200 subs away, maybe even less when you're watching this video. Our next carbine is the SG. Where would we put this weapon? I do like it. I've used it multiple times now, and it's kind of similar when it comes to the QB. But the one thing I do feel like it slacks on is its spread. But if you actually work with it properly and start tap firing, you'll be amazed on how good it really is. I would definitely put this as an S tier. The SG553R is a really good gun. You're gonna love that. The SGX, bro. I remember the day when I used this for the first time. In the beta, it was a lot of fun, but honestly, when the game came out, I felt like it was even better. If you get the right attachments with a good laser sight, you don't even need to aim down sight with it. You just hit fire all of the time. I won so many gunfights with this gun, and even for its longer ranges, because the gun literally has no recoil at all. So you can just outgun so many people. Easily for me, an S tier. It might seem a little bit off to most people, you'll probably put it as an A tier, but the SG is a really good gun. The PW5A3, the classic MP5, right? Exactly what I was just talking about the SGX, it is no more different. It really isn't. The difference is that you can't really go around hip firing all the time with it. But when it comes to ADSing, there's no problem. It is a weapon where you really need to look for more of your close range aggressive gunfights, because if you're playing like a map like Firestorm, you're not going to really have a good time. I will 100% put that as an A tier. The PW7A2, a high rate of fire, but honestly, the only thing you can really do with this gun is close range. There's nothing else you can really do with it. I've tried to use it so many times in so many situations, and it doesn't really work. The close range is the only thing for it. And that's the thing, we are on the SMG side, so of course, there's only so much you can really do with SMGs. It's not my choice of a weapon, I'm going to put it as a C tier. The UMG 40. When I used this weapon, I was really excited. I was so gassed to finally use this weapon. I haven't used the UMG in a long time. I remember using something like this back in like Modern Warfare 2. Back in 2009, and that's what I love about it, because it's a classic weapons and it performs just like the classic too. It is quite consistent when it comes to its medium range, because it does have a nice spread to it, where it's not all over the place, but you're always hitting them targets. The only issue I have with it is that it doesn't really deal enough damage. There's been a lot of weapons I've been going for, and honestly, most of the time I'm kind of switching out from this weapon. I'm not really using it at all. I'm going to put this as a C tier. Our next one is the P90. The P90 is pretty self-explained. You know exactly how to work with this gun. I feel like at this point, most games when they come out, they have a P90 or something similar to it. So you know how it performs. You know how it performs. There's no point me explaining it. But if we are talking about how it truly performs for Battlefield 6, I will put it as a B tier, because it's only really consistent at them close ranges. Nothing else. The KV9 or the K30 for the last Battlefield, or the Vector if you want to be certain about it. But using this as a secondary weapon for BR comes in the clutch. Imagine a team comes at you and they already pushed you, and the only thing you got is a sniper and a Vector. Well, you could try to hit them with the sniper, and if you do, whip that Vector out and you melt them in seconds. It's definitely a good overall weapon. I have to put it next to the P90. SCW-10. A weapon what deals up to a 33 damage if I'm not mistaken, but you do not get a lot of bullets with it. That's my issue, is that when I try to use this weapon, I'm like, man, if only I had more bullets. But that's the thing, if I had more bullets with it, oh my goodness, the amount of times I'd be outplaying people. It is really a good weapon. It's so close to put as an S tier, but I just can't. I have to put it as an A tier. The SL9. So this one is a big talk, because I remember using this weapon. Everyone's saying to me, Neon, please use the SL9. You're going to love it. It's a really good SMG. Don't waste your time on it. It's just that good. I was like, okay, guys, I will use this gun for you. I used it. I'm not going to lie with you. I was very disappointed. I don't understand why people's kind of gassing this weapon about. It's probably because the gun doesn't really have any bloom. So when you are shooting your targets, you're always hitting them. You can even do like some weird long ranges with this weapon. For an SMG to take enemies down from longer ranges, that's not really a thing, right? But the SL9, you can do it like that. But when I was using it, the one thing that disappointed me the most was just because it didn't deal enough damage. I felt like anything what had a high rate of fire, I would just lose gunfights again and again and again. But I'm definitely going to put this as a B tier. The L110, the first LMG what you can unlock in the game. And this thing is a beast. It completely shreds. And for first LMG, it really is exactly what you want it to be. You want a good LMG, right? And that's what it is. But considering the weapons what we do have so far, I have to probably put this as a B tier. The DRS. This is a weapon what it really was kind of surprised for many people. I called it the secret weapon because no one really knew that this weapon existed. This weapon actually is in the LMG side. What's it doing over there? When I use the DRS, it truly reminds me like the M433, but just with more consistent accuracy. It's 100% a high tier weapon. It's definitely an S tier. The M60, come on. I'll put it as a C tier, right? Just to make some people happy. The M60, like, it's accurate and everything, but it just really isn't the LMG you want to use. There's so many good LMGs you can use. I just wouldn't really go over the M60. It is consistent, it just doesn't deal enough damage. You could probably get 2 enemies down, but you try to get the 3rd target, you're most likely going to lose it. That's why it's a C tier. The RPK, I've just made a video yesterday on the RPK, a 33 damage, and for any slow rate of fire LMG out there, the RPK is definitely a top tier for me. I will 100% put this as an A tier. You can get to like 75 rounds with it. I've been doing the thermal route with it, and that's been working really well, and I've been going with 40 rounds. The M123K. It's going to be quite similar to the next weapon what we will talk about, because it does deal a high amount of recoil, but the high rate of fire is what helps you. It's definitely aggressive LMG, just like the next one what we talk about too. I don't think it's a bad one, but I'd probably put the M123 into the C tier, because the M250 is what outshines the other one, and that will definitely be... Oh, it's close to an A tier, but I think I'm going to put it as a B tier because you can lose quite control with it. And once you lose control, you're definitely going to lose that gunfight. But at close range, you can completely shred with it. The KTS 100 is a little bit of a pea shooter, but if there's any LMG what has no recoil at all, honestly, I think this is probably the most laser beam gun in the game. And the fact it's an LMG, 100 rounds where you can shoot consistently straight all the time, you're going to have no problem. That's another LMG was going into the B tier. The M240L. This actually isn't a gun I haven't used. I'm not going to lie with you. I haven't touched this weapon at all, so I don't really know where to put it. I think this is something what you guys should decide on where it should go. But for right now, we're just going to balance it, and we'll probably put this as a... Man, I don't even know where to put it because I haven't used this gun. I'm just going to put it as a C tier, just fill it up there. The M39 EBR. We're on the DMR side now. I will put the M39 EBR as a B tier, but I will put the LMR27 as a C tier, and the SVK is 100% probably a B tier again, because it definitely has a mix of its both. I think upper torso, when it comes to SVK, it's like 3 bullets to kill, but headshot, you need to do 2 bullets. The SVDM, it really tries to be the SVK, but it just never is. It has an outrageous kick with it, what I don't understand. I'm going to put this as a C tier. Here we are on the sniper side. The first sniper is the ESR. What I like about this one, and I think many people praise it, and I think you guys will probably know where it's going to be, because out of all the snipers in the game, they all kind of have bullet drop, right? But this is the only one what doesn't. It's like from 100 meters, you can aim on the head and take them out with a headshot. It's really easy for a sniper rifle. I'm so used to having bullet drops, so when I did use this for the first time, I was actually struggling because I'm just not used to that bullet drop. But once you start understanding it, you can do really well with it. Breakthrough is a blast. I'm definitely putting it as an S tier. The SV98. This is another sniper what performs pretty well. I think this will definitely go as a B tier. The PSR, a dangerous deadly weapon. I'm going to put that as an A tier. And here we are with some of the shotguns. So the first one is your pump action shotgun. I think we all know how the shotguns were. They were pretty frustrating. Then they had to nerf them, but they still work pretty well. But when I do use the shotguns, it's like a hit and miss. Sometimes you shoot someone and you're just like, bro, how is he not dead yet? Then there's other times you use it and there's no problem. I'm going to put this as a B tier. Our next shotgun, what I will go for this one, because you don't need to do a pump action with it. You could just keep spamming the trigger. And because of that, you can take down the enemies many times. Because even if you miss or you get a hit mark, I guarantee you're going to get them. It's going to be another B tier. And our last one is just similar to the shotgun I've just talked about, and it's no more different. I'm going to put that as a B tier. here we are on the pistol side. Now, this is where the D tier starts getting filled up. Because honestly, guys, the pistols, they just really ain't that good. The first one really isn't a good gun. The second one is not that bad. I could put it as a C tier. The M46A1 is another D tier. But the M44 is an S tier. Getting headshots with a one shot at close range, everyone loves that satisfying moment. A high skill pistol. Here is some of the new content. What we've recently got is the SOR. This is pretty similar to, well, it's basically the same as the SOR for the assault rifle, but this is the SOR for the carbine side. I would put this as a B tier. Then we have our new pistol. Yeah, it's going in there. The mini scout. It's a good bolt action, actually. The bolt action speed is pretty fast. You miss once, you could just shoot another one pretty quick. I think it really tries to be like the first sniper, just with a faster bolt action. But if there's a choice between the ESR or the mini scout, I would just choose the ESR. It's another sniper rifle, where I put as B tier. We have another revolver. I've been hearing a lot of praise about this, but I barely used it myself. If there's been a revolver, it's the M44 I've been going with. A lot of people say it's a good one, but I just don't really feel like it, really. Every time I use it, it's just like, wow, I'd rather just use my other pistol. It's another B tier. Man, by the looks of it, we're filling up on the B tier. We have a pump action shotgun. But I tell you what, when I use this shotgun, it's nowhere near to the first pump action shotgun. If it's between the two, only use the first pump action shotgun. I wouldn't use this one at all. That would go as a C tier. But there we go, troopers. That is my tier list for Battlefield 6. I have nearly 300 hours on this game, so hopefully I'm talking some facts here. So don't mess out. Make sure to use the right weapons in this game. The weapons I definitely suggest to use is the M433, the M4A1, the QBZ, the SG, SGX, the DRS. Go with the SOR, the TR7, the Cord, the MVO, the M17A2, the PW, the RPK, the SCW, and even the weapons in the B tier. I don't think you're going to have that big of a deal with them, but I would say the weapons you probably want to avoid is in the C tier and the D tier. Avoid them ones. If there's any weapons you probably don't want to use, is mainly the pistols. The pistols just ain't that good right now. Hopefully sooner or later they start adding more of an automatic pistol. That would be pretty cool. Anyway, troopers, thank you very much for listening to me talk. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new. And as always, I'll see you on the battlefield.